I have a saying, and I want you to all write this saying down. Hard work does not equal wealth. This is literally the next biggest gold rush. As I'm gonna go through startup and scale up, right? Two different types of systems and processes that I'm gonna share with you. I'm gonna give you literally the best of what I know in this condensed manner. And obviously, as much as I'd love to condense everything from 10 years into one small chunk of time, I really can't do it because obviously some of this stuff will take you weeks, months, years to learn. This is why you must always think of yourself as having a beginner's mindset and someone that's always willing to learn and grow and learn and grow and learn and grow, because this is how you'll become an unstoppable and unbreakable human being / business, right? You want to build a business that stands the test of time. You want to build a business that you can make money today, in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years and beyond. I literally have built digital assets that have been around for the last 5 or 10 years, and all they do is they just keep producing profits over and over and over again. Don't be someone that says, oh, I'll start something and then they give up. Be the person that commits from beginning to end. And so with that being said, I want to share with you a couple of images. This is actually from one of my friends, Russell Brunson. He's the owner of ClickFunnels. And he talks about how the old way of people finding us was through traditional websites, right? I meet business owners and I say, hey, what's your website? Or what's your funnel? And they'll tell me something along the lines of, oh, go check it out. And sometimes they'll show me this beautiful WordPress website. And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, this is a traditional website, right? Traditional websites aren't designed to get people to give you money. They're not designed to elicit a human emotional response, what we call direct response marketing, right? Elicit a direct response trigger for someone to say, yes, I'm in. I want to buy your products and services. I want to invest. It doesn't do that. It's more like having a pretty brochure. And when we are doing marketing, one of the rules of direct response marketing, and I first got this from one of my mentors, Dan Kennedy, he says that every action must be tracked to the dollar amount. Okay, so you'll see in my business, we don't do stuff like brand advertising. Sure, we build a brand, we have the themes, the blue and gold thing. If you can see, even from my jacket, I'm wearing a velvet blue Armani jacket with a little bit of a gold strip, right? Because the colors of my brand are blue, dark blue and gold. But that's just a theme that we always go through. And apart from a few brand things like that, our main focus is, hey, listen, if we spend $1,000, can we make $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 back? If we spend $100,000 on a campaign, can we 5x, 10x our money? That's how you want to view, especially, and you want to write this down, especially when you are in startup to scale up mode. And startup essentially goes from 0 to 100K a year. And scale up is where you're going from 100K to $1 million and then to $10 million, right? And that's what I call hyperscale. But for most people right now, we're just focusing on 0 to 100K and 100K to $1 million. The reason why this is so critically important is because you must know that in order to help other people, first you must help yourself. Okay, too many people will say, oh, I want to help all these people. No, go and help yourself first. First, get yourself systems and engines and machines that we share with you, funnels and digital assets that's required in order for you to then help other people, right? I learned a long time ago that if I remember going to an event and the speaker says, how many people want to help more people? And everyone puts their hand up, and he goes, well, I got some really tough news for you, right? He said something along these lines and he goes, if you're poor, you can't help the poor. So don't be one of them, right? It's the same thing I see with internet marketers and online entrepreneurs and coaches, consultants and healers and therapists and doctors. They come on the internet and they just want to go out and help everyone. Listen, help yourself first, right? Figure out how to get lots of leads. I can now help lots of people. I can now create products that are, less than $500 and help a lot of people. But let me tell you, over the last 10 years, that's not been my focus. My focus is, you want to work with me, is It's $10,000. It's $20,000. If you can't afford it, don't worry. There's plenty more people with plenty of money to come and buy from me, right? So I shifted my modality and my mentality to serving those that are serious about growing their business. Now, because I'm in a position where I can give back, I can help more. That's why I'm launching these, fun little workshops and challenges and mini classes. And you're gonna see a whole bunch of cool stuff over the next 12 to 24 months because I have a much grander plan for my customers and for Wealth Academy and funnels.com. And so the old way of growing your business was essentially traditional websites. They come in and people see so many different things and it looks so sexy. And the new way is what we call and what we refer to as sales funnels. Right? I remember the first time I was introduced to this. I've been in the sales funnels business for the last 10 years. I got my break when I was able to, get my first client to pay me. My first high-paying client paid me $25,000 cash. And between that relationship, I had generated more than $175,000 from one client. Okay, by the way, throughout these next few days, I'm going to share with you the tactics and strategies and the secrets I've used to attract people that have that money. Who actually has that money to pay you $175,000? Just recently, I had a customer who's been following me on the internet. I don't think he's ever bought anything from me. And he buys, a $50 challenge product, right? A workshop series like this. And then he goes from that to boom, a $35,000 cash upfront deal with a $5,000 retainer each and every single month and 25% equity in his business, right? Earlier this year, just because of what I'm sharing with you, and this is why it's so important to understand this and commit yourself to wanting to learn this at a high level. Earlier this year, I was at this event called Funnel Hacking Live. It's by my friend called Russell Brunson. And there's like nearly 5,000 people, 4,800 and something people, right? Someone's gonna say, hey, Shaq, it's not exactly 5,000 people. It's about 4,800 and something people. At the event, I went there to pick up these awards. I was so close not to go there for lots of different reasons. I didn't want to travel, all that stuff. And so I go there and I meet a client that I've known for about 8-9 years. And he had seen my growth and he's been still stuck with using, guess what? Websites, right? So his business has stagnated. It hasn't grown up. And he's seen me use sales funnels and my business has just completely shot up. And he comes over, we have literally one lunch meal or one dinner meal, and during dinner, he signs over 50% of his entire business, of his list, of his subscriber list that he's spent over $1 million building. 50%, he makes me an equity partner. Why? Because I tell him, hey, this is the skill I've developed. It's called sales funnels. And not just sales funnels, it's high ticket sales funnels. And I can help you build one. In fact, I'll build you one. 50% of a of $1 million business. Now just think about it. If you wanted to go out and make £1 million a year, $1 million a year, you could do the old way of what everyone else teaches you or whatever they teach you. Okay, I don't even know what they teach you. All I know is that most people that come to us, they say that they tried all these gurus, coaches, consultants, and at the end, they're not getting the results. If you're truly looking for a solution that's unique, different, and new, I can help you, okay? And the reason why this is super profitable from a input versus output stage is because no one else is teaching this, and that's number one. Number two is very few people even do this, right? Imagine being able to build a system for someone and then turning around and saying, hey, give me 5% of your business, give me 10%, give me 50% equity in your entire business. Just think about how much easier it is to build your business to $1 million or more, right? This is literally the next biggest gold rush. Okay, I've been in this game for the last 10 plus years, been selling since I was like 14, 15 years old. And I'm telling you right now, I've never ever seen anything more lucrative than marketing and being in the business of sales funnels. Is that exciting stuff or what, right? So who else is excited, right? So the old way is traditional websites, the new way is sales funnels. I've seen people go from zero to $1 million a year, $1 million a month because of the power of sales funnels. So, when you're starting off, it's kind of important to really understand and go back to basics. One of my top mentors, Robert Kiyosaki, he talks about this EBIS formula, right? Active income, 90% of the people are in employee stage, and passive income, 10% of the people are in the business stage, right? In terms of, there's active income where people are self-employed, there's business owner on the for B, I for investor, and S for self-employed, E for employee. I think that's what it means. I haven't even seen these for a while. Okay, so that's what it was. Employee, self-employed, business owner, investor. Okay, so there's active income and there's passive income. If you look at it from this perspective, if you're in a 9-to-5 job right now, if you are trading time for money, if you are, working the hours and then looking at how much money you make, okay, you're working on active income. You're not producing assets that will create income for you. Okay, I have a saying, and I want you to all write this saying down. Hard work does not equal wealth. Okay, if you want to create true wealth, I'm telling you right now, it doesn't come down to hard work. When I was younger, I used to do construction work. I can tell you right now, laying bricks, putting on plasterboards, painting walls, cleaning up floors, going fetching cigarettes for the builders, cleaning up in the morning, in the night, working in the rain, working in bad conditions. That was super hard work. Now, I'm not discounting hard work in this arena, but what I'm sharing with you is, if you can understand that although it's required to work hard and required, more importantly, to work smart, you want to be in the position where you're working smarter than you are versus working harder. So I have a saying I tell my wife this all the time. Say, hey, love, if you feel like I'm working too much, just remember and just remind me, no one ever gets wealthy by working hard. Does that make sense? No one ever gets wealthy by just working hard. Hard work is required. I'm not saying you shouldn't work hard. I'm not saying that you shouldn't pay the sacrifices, do the sacrifices, all of these things. But I'm just sharing with you from what I've learned. Okay, it's usually one idea, one insight, one breakthrough, one mentor that you get to learn from that can dramatically change and shift the way you see and the lens that you see. When people ask me all the time, usually, are starting out in business, or they haven't been around business owners, or they're kind of new to this whole, business game. They say, Shaq, why do people pay you $50,000, $100,000, even $200,000? My top clients have paid me $150,000 to $200,000 each customer. Just like, if you got five of those customers at $200K each, that's your $1 million, right? Just, why would someone pay that sort of money, right? What is it? It's because, one, they can get a specific result. Two, they understand the importance of perspective. Does that make sense? You want to write this down. Perspective equals power. The person that has the most different perspectives, okay, they are going to be the ones that will be able to impart wisdom, expertise, knowledge, insights that you can't get of Googling. You can't get by talking to your friends and family. You can't get just by hanging out with people. You only get them through strategic masterminds. You get them through strategic mentorships. Does this make sense?